If you're planning a trip to Italy and wondering where to eat without falling into those tourist traps, le trappole per turisti, then this video is for you. If you're new here, benvenuto, welcome. If you're not, bentornato, welcome back. I'm Valentina. I'm a native Italian teacher and I'm passionate about sharing all about the real Italy for your most authentic experience. So today I will be your guide through the Italian dining landscape. By the end of this video, you will know exactly where to go for the best authentic Italian experience and how to avoid those overpriced, mediocre places that target tourists. And if you love Italy and you're considering living here for a period of time or even relocating here, I've actually written an in-depth guide to help you with that. It's called Living in Italy and it walks you through all the practical aspects of Italian life, from bureaucracy to healthcare, transportation, real estate processes, and even social customs and cultural nuances, just like the ones we're talking about today. So if that sounds like something that might be helpful to you, use the link in the description below to get your copy. So let's dive into where to eat in Italy for the best, most authentic experience. Iniziamo. Let's begin. So let me start by explaining the main types of dining establishments that you will find in Italy because each one has its own character and purpose. Numero uno, ristorante. Now this is typically more formal, fancier and more elegant looking. And we usually go there for special occasions like for example anniversaries or weddings. It offers more elaborate and modern recipes with smaller portion sizes and higher prices. Numero due, trattoria. This is the place for authentic home-style cooking in Italy. They make traditional dishes like your nonna used to make. And they have a strong focus on regional recipes with no modern twists. Usually, trattorie are family-run and informal and offer generous portion sizes at moderate prices. Now, an important note from my own experience. So this is your insider tip from my real life experience. What I've noticed in recent years, especially in touristy areas, is that many restaurants have started calling themselves trattoria to attract foreign customers, but they are not real trattorie as we mean that in Italy. They often serve modern, elaborate dishes with higher prices and smaller portions. They might still have great food. I'm not talking about that. They can still make excellent food. But that's not what you're looking for if you want that traditional family style experience. So here's my personal trick, the one that I personally use if I want to go to a real trattoria. Look at dish names in the menu. They will tell you the truth. Now, I'm going to share my personal experience with this. We were visiting a city in northern Italy and we decided to go to a trattoria. So we sit down and looked at the menu and the menu had dish names like this one. Bottoni ripieni di canocchia, bische di canocchia, timo profumo di arancio, which in English will be translated to something like button-shaped stuffed pasta with mantis shrimp bisque, thyme, and a hint of orange. Now, this can be amazing, but that's definitely not what you should find in a real trattoria. In a real trattoria, the typical dish names will be something like spaghetti alla carbonara, tonnarelli, cacio e pepe, paccheri alla matriciana. Tonnarelli and paccheri are just two different shapes of pasta, and carbonara, cacio e pepe, amatriciana are traditional recipes. So those dish names will be usually short, simple, and traditional in trattoria, in a real trattoria. So here's my personal rule. If I'm not really sure what I'm going to eat from the menu description, I know I am in a ristorante. So have a look at the menu before you go. if you want to go to a real trattoria, look for short, simple, traditional names. Numero 3, third type of place where you can eat in Italy, and that's pizzeria. Now, obviously, pizzeria is all about pizza, and that's what you're going to find, and maybe a few starters or side. But we actually have two styles of pizza in Italy: pizza al piatto and pizza al taglio. And that's because in Italy, pizza is typically an evening meal, not a lunch dish. So pizza al piatto is the round, full-size pizza that's served at a sit-down restaurant, and that's usually only for dinner. Pizza al taglio is the pizza that we eat when we want a quick lunch or a quick bite in the afternoon. It's pizza al taglio, which is essentially pizza by the slice, and it's sold in very informal places where you can just eat a piece of pizza. They are not served at the table usually, and you can just have a quick meal. Now, which one you choose, they are both great, just different experience. But in both cases, if possible, I always prefer places with a wood-fired oven. In Italian, forno a legna, especially for the pizza al piatto, because that's always a sign of better quality. Okay, I've already shared a few tips to help you find the right places, but now let's talk about how to spot tourist traps and find the authentic ones. By the way, if you're enjoying these insider tips, this is exactly the kind of knowledge I share in my guide, Living in Italy. If you're thinking about spending some time here or even relocating in Italy, you will find it super helpful. So the link to get your copy of my guide is in the description below this video. Okay, now on to my 3 top tips to avoid the touristy places. Numero 1, location matters. If a restaurant is right next to a major tourist attraction or a main piazza with waiters outside trying to pull you in, that's a red flag. Now, that doesn't mean that the place is necessarily bad, but these places don't cater to locals. They are aimed at tourists who won't come back, probably. So the quality usually isn't the best, and the service and the preparation of food is usually rushed because of that. I have another personal experience to share with you to clarify this point. We were once in Florence, at Firenze, and we ended up in a pizzeria in one of the main piazze of Firenze. And we had a pizza that was definitely an Italian pizza. So I cannot say that it wasn't an Italian pizza. I cannot say it was the worst pizza I ever had, because that's definitely not true. But it was just nothing that good. It wasn't the great pizza you look for when you come to Italy. It was just mediocre. That's it. So that's what happens if you go to one of those places which are located right next to the main attraction or in the main piazza. They will give you something, probably something that's not so bad, but not that great either. So if you want something that's really that great Italian food everyone talks about, just follow my tip. Walk a few blocks away, just a few blocks away, just 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away from that main tourist area, and you will find much better, more authentic places. And the best spots are usually in residential neighborhoods where locals actually live and eat. Numero 2, timing and customers. Authentic Italian restaurants open for dinner around 7:30 or 8 p.m., not earlier. If a place is already serving dinner at 5 p.m., then it's 100% for tourists. Why? Because no Italian would ever eat dinner at that hour. We eat dinner later in the evening. Also, look around. If there are no Italian families or locals there, especially during traditional meal times like on Sunday lunch, then that's a big warning sign. Numero 3. Ask the locals. Don't rely only on Google or Google Maps or TripAdvisor. Talk to people. Ask your Airbnb host, the shopkeepers of the shops you visit, or even taxi drivers for their favorite spot. You can try asking, qual è il suo ristorante preferito? Or, qual è la sua trattoria preferita? So there you have it. Now you are equipped with all the knowledge you need to navigate Italian restaurants like a true local and avoid those disappointing tourist traps. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever eaten at a trattoria or ristorante in Italy? What was your experience like? And did you ever fall into those tourist traps? Let me know in the comments. Buon appetito e a presto! Enjoy your meals and see you soon. Ciao da Valentina!